Hello and welcome to the next episode of Cosmonite Modding, and in this episode we'll be learning how to make the blocks and also looking at a bit more of the behind the scenes of the making of the Cosmonite mod. So here are some of the textures. Like the texture file is basically both of them the same at the moment pretty much. So you've got a 256 by 256 texture file. Each one of those is obviously 16 by 16. With the item files, they're referenced in rows and numbers by 0, 1, 2, 3 up to 15 and 0, 1, 2 up to 15. So this would obviously be 15, 15 and 0, 0. The item here would be referenced as 4, 6. You read from these numbers first downwards and then across to reference your numbers, excuse me. For your items, like for your actual blocks and other things in game, ignore that item there, it's not actually a block, but this is just for references. This would be item 0, and the end one would be item 256 rather than 1515, so the coordinates are slightly different on them. Now where you put your texture file would be inside your MCP folder, inside your jar folder, your bin folder, and you would open up Minecraft jar file with either 7-zip or WinRAR, and you drop in your texture folder. I've dropped it in there, there's my texture folder. You just drop it in with all the other stuff and you're good to go. Okay, so let's just recap some of that script that we did earlier. Now we blizzed through Cosmonite script. Let me just delete this line because we'll import that in a second. So we'll see that you would have made this partly from the last episode. So you've got public class, and then in this case it's Cosmonite items, and then you would extend items, and then you'd need to import that from Minecraft, and then that's where you get that other line from, and it fixes up how the code. And then you put public, and then the same name again here, Cosmonite items, and then inside brackets int par1, and then your pointy brackets again, and then super inside brackets par1, and with your your semicolon. Now this is to get the texture of your image. And so it's your public string get texture file return textures, which is the name of the file that I called it textures, and then the name of the image, which was mod items.png. Pretty much the exact same thing for your block or your blocks. Pretty much exactly the same. You've got your public class, in this case block Cosmonite or extends block, and then public block Cosmonite or int par1, int par2, and then super, and then inside brackets par1, par2, and then comma again, and then material dot, and then whatever your material is, so in this case it's rock, and then your semicolon, and then this dot block index in texture, so capital I, capital T, equals par2, and this is where we actually get the texture from for the block. And then this dot set creative tabs dot tab block for the example, because we want this to appear in the block tab for creative mode. And then you've got your public string get texture file with capital T, capital F, and then your little brackets at the end, and then return, and then the name of the texture file inside the quotations with the semicolon at the end. So in this case it's textures, a file called textures, or folder called textures, and inside that folder is a PNG called mod terrain. Okay, so that's that recapped. Now when I blizzed through this pretty quickly in the last episode, which was declaring a block and an item, so they're basically the same, either the name of the item or the name of the block, and then you've got equals either new block Cosmonite or new Cosmonite items, which are those two Java files that we just created. So you shouldn't get errors here anymore. The next part is the item ID. In this case it's 160 for the OR and 1000 for the item. And then for the blocks you'd put comma and then the reference ID of the picture, so whether it's picture number 1 or 0 or whatever the reference number was for your item or your texture. And then you've got dot set hardness, and then inside brackets the hardness, and then dot set resistance, and then your resistance inside brackets, so in this case it's 5.0 capital F. Then you've got dot step sound, and then inside brackets block, capital B, block dot sound stone footstep, and that's a capital S for in stone and a capital F for footstep, and that'll fix the sound error there, because if you don't have dot block in front of that, it won't work properly. Dot set block name, and then the name of the block inside quotations inside of brackets, and then with your semicolon at the end. Your items is pretty much exactly the same, except instead of having your image coordinate there, you would leave that out of that bracket section and just do set item name and the name of your item, then dot set creative tab and where you want it to be in your creative tab, and then dot set icon coord, and then the coordinates. Now remember how I said that the coordinates for items are referenced by 0 to 15 and 0 to 15, so that's why there's two numbers here, either between 1 to 15 and 1 to 15, whereas this is between 0 to 15 and 0 to 15, or 0 to 256 for your reference of your images. Now once you've done all of that, it should actually work. Now I'll just quickly go over why we've got creative set tabs here for items but not for blocks, because the blocks are pretty much all going to be in the block tab, whereas your items are most likely going to be in different tabs, whether they're a food item or a miscellaneous item or other materials and stuff like that. So that's why we have the creative tabs here. But once you've done all of that, you should be able to actually run your client or run the game. So you just click run with a little green arrow at the top there, click OK to save all of that, and you'll see it's setting up everything for Forge Mod Loader. You shouldn't get any errors here, and if you do, you've obviously done something wrong somewhere along the line. Obviously if we go to the mods, we'll see that it says Cosmonite version 1.0 and its version is available, and that's the script working from here. So we can see that that is working, and then it's letting us log in. So now we'll just go back to that game for a second, and we'll just log in. And we haven't created a world yet for this, so we'll just create a survival world. No, we'll leave it like that for now, and we'll just call this Cosmonite mod, and that'll do. Just let it build the terrain for a moment, and we're in game, and somehow I'm holding a stick and a piece of wood. There's my chest. I guess it bugged out because I'm in the forest. But anyway, we'll just go into our creative tab, and we'll see that in the blocks tab we have our Cosmonite ore. I'll just give myself a pick, and we'll see in the materials tab we have the Cosmonite ingot. So they have worked and they are in game. We can place it down, and if I take myself off game mode, okay, I should be able to mine these blocks. Okay, that was with a resistance of 3 with a stone pick, and so there's what the block looks like chucked on the ground, and the ingot. So we can see that it has worked, and our images are now in game, and they're coming from those reference texture files. Now see, I can change, I'll just go back to the script for a second, and just exit out of this, and we'll just change the reference file. See how this was going to 0, so we'll just change this to 1, and now this shouldn't show a texture anymore. It should show a purple square, because remember the rest of our texture image was all purple in the background. So now the Cosmonite block should be completely purple. And for this one, remember that weird brown sack with the letter S on it was in grid reference 4.6. So if we put 4.6 here and reload it back up again, we should now see that our ore has a purple texture, and our ingot now looks like a brown sack with the letter S on it. So let's just load that up, and actually it's gone to prove me wrong. Maybe the coordinate was a bit backwards, and maybe oh no, hang on, wasn't it 6.4? Maybe it was backwards. But there's obviously our ingot's now got the wrong texture, and obviously our block's also now got the wrong texture. It's got the number 1 on it, so you can see that it is taking the coordinates from the image of our files there. So we'll just undo those, and that, and so that's basically how you would get your items working and running in the game. So what we can do is, actually I'll just check myself for time here. Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to add in our proxies. So what we're going to do is, underneath where you've declared your item, we're going to do @sided proxy, and then inside your comma, inside your brackets, you're going to do client side equals, and in this case we're going to make a new package over here, and it's going to be called cosmonite.client, and then you're going to write .client proxy cosmonite, and then that's all inside quotation marks, and then comma server side equals cosmonite.common proxy cosmonite. In this case it'll be the name of your mod instead of cosmonite, and that's inside quotations as well. And then public static common proxy cosmonite proxy, and then your semicolon. And then inside your public inside the void, just above your block, you just put proxy.register render things, and then your brackets, and then your semicolon. Okay, you probably have a few errors there at the moment, so what we're going to do is go over, and you want to create a new package and call it what we've called it there, Cosmonite Client, and in this case it's a capital C and a capital K, it's case sensitive. And then inside that you want to create a new Java class and call that Client Proxy Cosmonite, what we've called it here, and that's your new Java file, and there it is there. And so all we're going to do is, inside that we're just going to write void register things, and that's it. That's all you need to do. Very simple there. And then inside our Cosmonite common, inside our common proxy Cosmonite, you're just going to create inside this folder. So make sure you've got this one selected, and then click create a new Java class, and it'll come up with this window. You type in the name here, and in this case we've put in common proxy Cosmonite, and then in that folder all we've done is extends common proxy Cosmonite, and that's inside the client, and then override public void register things. And in the common one we've just got register things. Sorry, I think I said that backwards before. Sorry, this is your common one, which has got common proxy Cosmonite and then void register things. And in your client one, it's basically the same, except it's got the override there first, and it's also got the extends common proxy. And then once you've done that, you're good to go, and you should be able to run the server, and you shouldn't get any errors or any problems. You should be able to load it up. Now I've created another world here and a couple of other ones beforehand. I'm testing some other things so we can see again that we've got our block and we've got our ingot in game, and that we can mine our block. So that all works. So hopefully that has helped you out greatly, and in the next mod we'll actually be showcasing how to add recipes, and also how to add smelting recipes, as well as getting into maybe some more in-depth things in the game as such, and how to maybe make farmable crops or something like that. So stay tuned for our next episode. Please like and subscribe, and see you next time.